Just because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean you can't spend time with your friends. Friendships are so important to have. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sky, and here I like to do a little bit of whatever inspires me. So if you end up enjoying the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. So today I'm going to be doing another Lego set like I did in a previous video talking about how you don't need a relationship in order to be happy in life. If you want to watch that, I highly recommend it. I think it's pretty nice. But this one I got also from Gabby. We know her, we love her on this channel. It's a little 3-in-1. You're able to do like a cute little vintage camera, a little TV, or a little camcorder. I think I'm gonna do the camera. I think it's just like the cutest one. Romantic relationships are fun, they are exciting, and they are amazing. And the butterflies, they are so addictive to where you want to be around your person 24/7. I get it, I get all of these things, but you also need to make enough time in your life in order to see your friends and your family. Only if these dynamics are healthy to begin with. Otherwise, it's like you're probably in a healthier environment with a significant other. Like if you're constantly like getting in fights with your families and your friends and like they're just rude to you all of the time, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just like healthy relationships that you already had with your friends and family, and you're just spending majority of your time with your significant other. You really need to make sure that you are not relying solely on your significant other for your social time. That's very, very important. They can definitely be a part of it. They should be a part of it. Like that's fun, that's cute. They should be a part of it, but they shouldn't be the only thing. These bags aren't numbered. Do I open all of them in one go? Oh, I'm gonna get overstimulated so quickly doing this. You need some time apart from each other in order to have your own lives outside of each other. That is so important to keep in mind while in a relationship. It is healthy to have time apart. It is healthy to do things without your significant other, and it is healthy to have a life outside of your relationship. You do not need to be connected at the hip with this person in order to be in like a sustainable relationship. If you don't allow yourself to be an independent human being outside of your relationship, then you're really running the risk of allowing yourself to become a dependent person on your significant other and losing your friendships. I'm gonna say it, the worst kind of person to be in a relationship is the kind of person that makes their entire life about their relationship, to where everything they do and say has to revolve around the fact that they're in a relationship. And they always ask if their significant other can also attend the social gathering, even if it's like a predetermined like girls' night or boys' night or whatever. Periodically, that's fine, like sure. Like it's almost to the point where like they can't go to events or gatherings without the significant other when they were able to before they got into this relationship. You really need to make sure that you do not lose your individuality while you're in a relationship, not only to keep yourself and the relationship healthy, but also your friendships healthy. Now, you're one of your friends. You see your friend get into a relationship and you're super happy for them, you're supportive of them, hopefully, and you just watch them as they slowly hang out with you less and less and less and less, and you're seeing their life happen from their social medias or from the once-a-month conversations you guys are having, or they now take 7 to 10 business days in order to respond to you. But whenever you're with that friend, they respond to their significant other, but the reason why they don't respond to you is because they say that, oh, I was with my significant other. Or the worst part of everything is now whenever you call them, you have to now assume that you're gonna be on speaker because their significant other is gonna be there. No phone call is sacred. Would that situation make you feel happy? Does it actually feel like a friendship anymore, or does it feel like you begging to be their friend? You're able to be happy for them that they are happy in this relationship, but also be like, hey, and so why was it like you suddenly replaced me with this significant other? I thought we were at 2 different rankings. I thought we were at like 2 different relationship fulfillments to where one can't replace the other because they're 2 different positions. Because be real, this is not a friendship. This is pushing away your friends for a relationship to become your only sole priority in life, to where you are not leaving space for any of the other rich and fulfilling relationships that you have in your life. They are so, so different. You deeply need to like reconstruct the way that you look at relationships if you're able to be like, oh, this one's better, so I'm gonna like spend time with only them. Like, these are very different relationships that serve 2 very different purposes in your life. And it is very important for your development and your just general like environment for your mental health to balance both of them equally or in a way that makes the most sense for you. If you ghost your friends while in a relationship, you need to be able to expect that they might not be there by the time that you might need them. Because if you are able to just like leave them behind because of somebody else that came into your life, why would they suddenly be like on your beck and call if like, say you guys break up or something bad happens in your life and like your significant other is in a different place or something, like to where they are alone and they are like, oh, I can reach out to my friends now. when they haven't spoken to their friends or even reached out to them in like months. It shouldn't be surprising to you if you get invited out less, if you're on the outside of inside jokes. And this is just because you are not there, not that they don't like you. It's just they think that you're not ever going to want to come out. Like, and I'm not saying like people that just suddenly go like, oh, you got into a relationship, so they just stop inviting you to things. It's like if you are persistently being like, no, I can't, I'm hanging out with my significant other, and it's like multiple times to where it's just like, are we even gonna invite them? Like they never come, to where it's just like they give up, and like they probably will develop a little bit of like hurt and a little bit of resentment towards you for doing that. Even if you might not mean it maliciously, it's something to think about. So you have to make sure to keep that in mind so you're able to show up to these relationships in the best way that you can, or at least tell them like, hey, like I'm just really trying to build the foundation with my significant other because we just started dating. Communication is so important in these things, but you cannot expect people to read your mind and still be 100% okay if they are feeling abandoned by you. And you don't get to call missing out on all of these things FOMO. You don't get to do that because like you sort of chose where you were going to be in these people's lives, and it just happened to be sending them the signal that you weren't going to be around. And if you are uncomfortable by that, then you need to have a discussion about it. If you haven't had a conversation with your friends in months and they have been reaching out to you, there is a problem there, and I feel like the problem is coming from your side. I guarantee you it also hurts them. That's probably why they aren't inviting you out anymore, because it's just like they feel sad and like hurt by it at that point. So don't take it too personal to where it's just like, oh, they hate you. They're probably just upset with like the situation and hurt by it. Unless you are constantly doing this each time you're in a relationship, I feel like it's something that could be fixed. If you do this all the time, I wouldn't necessarily forgive that if it happens every single time. Personally, that's just what I'm gonna say. But for other people, like other people might, I'm just saying. No matter how solid you think that you are with your new partner, you really need to think about a few things. If this relationship ends, who will you talk to about it? If you go through rough patches, who will be there for you to give advice? If this person is busy and you want to go out, who will you be able to text? If you end up marrying this person, who will be there for you at your wedding? Will your side of the aisle be completely empty because you pushed everyone out of your life just to have this person? Really think about these things because they really do matter, and it puts things into perspective a lot easier for people that might just be starting to date or might be untangling this unhealthy way of like dealing with getting into a relationship. If this is something that you are doing, the best thing that you can possibly do right now is recognize it and try to reconnect with your friends. Be the one to make that text, make that call, try to make that plan and just talk to them. Really just try to reconnect with them. Maybe you don't need a full-on like intervention to where it's like a grand apology or anything. Maybe you just are catching yourself in the early stages of it and you're just like, I just want to talk to you guys. I feel like I haven't been around a lot. Really show up and show that you are trying to make a like real effort to see these people and talk to these people because you care about them and want to know what's going on with them. Make an effort to try to fix it before it becomes a bigger issue. And if it is already a big issue, make the steps to try to apologize for it. If this is something that you've noticed that you do, then I am really proud of you, because I feel like finding things that we are doing wrong or being critical about our own actions is a lot harder to do because we are that person. It's like we're a little biased whenever it comes to our actions because we think we have like a justification for everything. We are literally living in our own biased realities on the daily. So just being the one to bring it up or like start that conversation, I feel like does a lot more than an apology could, because it shows a sense of self-awareness that you actually care about your friend's feelings and we're thinking about it. It does not need to be dramatic at all. Just bringing it up, talking through it, simple terms. Like it doesn't need to be super like intense, because a lot of people when their friends get into relationships don't want to come across as like rude or overbearing, so they like keep that emotion inside. It would just do a world of good, especially if they have those pent-up emotions. All of this to say, romantic relationships and platonic friendships are not a pick one and like throw the other one away type of situation. You need to make sure that you have both. It's very important to have both because they serve different purposes in our lives. So you must always try to make time for both in some way. The time in which you spend with your friends is going to be less than it was before because you have to split that with like a whole other person, but it should not be near non-existent. It should still definitely exist and be thriving to where like you guys are a unit still, but like just a little bit less than it was before. And yes, these people are going to hang out without you. Like that's not something that isn't going to happen, but it's to be expected because you're hanging out with a whole different person. Are they just supposed to wait whenever you're free? Like I feel like that's just something that you need to be okay with as well. So as long as you are still showing up periodically, you shouldn't feel left out. I saw this TikTok and it was like, talk every day, but don't talk all day every day. I feel like that's a very healthy reality check for a lot of relationships, because if you are with your friends or your family and you're constantly replying to your significant other the entire time that you're with them, to where it's like somebody wants to slap the phone out of your hand because like, are you even listening to what we are talking about? I feel like that's where the line is sort of like placed. Like, talk every day, but don't talk all day. I feel like that's where it sort of leans into like, okay, you're becoming a little bit like emotionally dependent on this person, even if like you're like, oh, but I do things on my own all of the time, but you're constantly texting this person while you're doing them. You're not really locking in on what you're doing. I say this all the time in my videos. I feel like there's always something like deeper going on to make people act the way they do. Your worth is not tied to if you are in a relationship or not. And you being in a relationship does not make you better than somebody that is not in a relationship, and then vice versa. So really get that thought out of your head. It has nothing to do with your worth as a human being. Only you can decide if you have worth as a human being. You have to assign that worth to yourself. Nobody else is going to, and nobody else is going to influence that worth on you. Nobody outside of yourself. If you are a living human being, then you have worth, okay? And ideally, you would think that you have worth before, during, and after relationships. Just because it's like, it's just a human. It's just a person that is in your life. They did nothing to influence your worth at all. You are worth everything on your own, no matter what. You do not need another person to influence your worth. You do not need another person in your life to make you worthy of absolutely anything. You are already worthy of everything on your own. Okay, so we finished the little camera. I wish that this like attached to this side, but like, look how cute. Smile. You guys look so cute. Look at yourselves. Anyways, I hope that this was a little bit reflective or just interesting. I am very, very passionate about this topic because I am very passionate about not losing yourself, like just in general, but like specifically within relationships. And I feel like pushing away your friends is sort of like losing yourself, because you're literally losing an aspect of your actual life. I truly just want everybody to have and maintain healthy relationships of all kinds, not just romantic, not just platonic, not just familial, just any and all kinds of relationships, as long as they're happy and healthy. That's all I want for anybody. I also don't hate relationships. I feel like that's a common thing that people get told whenever they say stuff like this, where it's just like, you shouldn't only hang out with your significant other when you're in a relationship. You should also see your friends. They take that as like, oh, you're a lonely loser that thinks that everybody should just hang out with their friends because you want everybody to be single and sad and lonely. Oh, you're a loser. You're a lonely single loser. Like, no, you just need a balance. You just need a healthy, happy balance, maintaining both relationship types. I feel like people get that idea from it, and that's not the case. As always, there is nuance with every single thing that I talk about, because every single thing has special cases and multiple layers to it. So have discretion while applying this to your lives. Not everything that I talked about in here is going to mean the same thing to every single person. So make sure that you think critically before you take anything that I say to the absolute extreme, because I am very much so on the side of making the most effort that you can in order to save and, you know, try to preserve a relationship, even if it had like a rocky point. So don't take what I'm saying and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna cut off that friend because they're pushing me away for a relationship. Talk to them first, at least say you can make that effort. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I have a lot of other videos like this. I'll put it in the playlist up here. I hope that I'm finally pointing to the correct corner. So if you like this kind of format of video, I have a few more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. You guys blinked.